I was very, very good at Halo. I was the best in my friend group.
I'll never believe that.
Yeah, but like this friend group couldn't have been very skilled.
I mean,
Okay? Like,
I've always considered you the motivational teammate.
he's the glue that holds us together.
Yeah, because at the end you're
we'll get
like,
him next time, boys.
holy hell, 28 kills. And they're like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay, so I'll take that. But no.
Now, the one-offs, whenever you end up with like 20 kills, it's like, hey, we're doing good.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midnight Release. This is Austin.
And this is Chase. Man, I can't believe we're already over a month into the podcast already. We got episode 5. We've already talked about so much already, and we still have a plethora of stories just to continue telling.
Yeah, as you always say, time flies when you're having fun. And also, I just want to throw out that I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. Completely forgot.
This is the
this is a week after Thanksgiving. So, everybody, I hope you did have a good Thanksgiving, good Black Friday, which, ironically enough, we talked about Black Friday on the episode. So, I do say that all the time, though. The time flies when you're having fun. And, there's something else I've been saying a lot more lately is it seems like when you're a kid, your parents and other figures, tell you, hey, enjoy time as a kid and all of that. Because as you get older, time just starts to move faster. Of course, as kids, we don't listen to any of that shit. And it is the truth. Now, as an adult, oh my gosh, it seems like time just flies by way too daggone fast.
Exactly. Like one day you're selling games at the back of GameStop, and next thing you know, you blink and you're married with kids.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, it's insane. I think it has something to do with the fact that there's more time behind you than what's in front of you. At least in my case, because I'm older than you are.
I get that. Well, that is true. You are older than I am. So what are we getting into today?
Yep. So we've got a good one for you. We kind of set the stage already a little bit last week. We got a couple of friends joining us for today's episode. Our story mode is going to be called LAN Parties and Doritos Dust. We're going to be talking through the time before and even after online gaming became a thing. You all have heard us talk about both of these guys already in the past month or so. We're going to let them introduce themselves. We've got Howie, a.k.a. Scott. And then Wayne, who is Austin's older and much better looking older brother. That being said, though, we're going to let Howie go first.
Hi, I'm Scott. I used to work with these two.
Howie.
Whatever.
It's
you call me
definitely
Howie.
Scott.
I'm Scott. But yeah, so I used to work at GameStop with these two knuckleheads. I've grown up with everybody. Pretty much just hanging out. Came on to see what all this is about. Heard they've been talking about me and talking smack about my games. Came on here.
I ain't been talking to. Oh, I did talk smack about your game, didn't I?
Oh yeah, now we remember, don't we?
Just wait till Wayne
Yeah,
gives
was
his
it
introduction.
Crystal Chronicles when he got salty?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to add a shameless plug real quick too?
So I own my own company. It's Animetal Crafts, and we make custom TCGs, video games, everything you can think of. If you want, just give us a search up, and I appreciate it.
Yep, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Animetal Crafts. Check it out. We'll go ahead and pivot over to Wayne, Austin's much more attractive older brother.
Yeah, I'm Wayne, and what they said is true. I'm older and fatter and better looking. But I'm just here to bring some light into the situation because sometimes Austin tends to forget exactly how things were when we were younger. So I'm just here to set things straight.
And talk about Gears of War.
And talk about Gears of War since everybody wants to forget about that game for some reason.
Yeah, because when you say GOW, we're talking about God of War, right?
No.
Even though that is one of his other favorite games, but that's not the game he's talking about.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, to be fair, the only reason I have a PlayStation is God of War.
I believe I said that a couple episodes ago, didn't I?
I believe so, yep.
So, well, now that we got that out of the way, they're going to be here for the story mode and stuff, as well as I believe they're going to be here for some of the side quests. But what else do we have?
Yep. So our side quests today are going to be semi-relevant to the fact that we have some friends with us. We've got a new one called Co-op Mode, where we're going to pivot away from the topic of the story mode itself, but talk through with Howie and Wayne about their current gaming obsessions and what they're looking forward to in 2026, aside from GTA 6, because we all are. And then we're also going to have our listener memory card segment. So if you recall, over the last several weeks, we've been asking questions at the end of each episode, and we're going to talk through some of those comments and add some of our own editorials and hot takes on those.
Yeah, so this one might be a little bit longer. We're going to try to keep it rained down, but it may just be a little bit longer than our previous ones.
Yeah, that's when you add in two more voices, especially two very vocal voices. Not to say that in any derogatory way, just in general. It's likely that we're going to have a much longer line for the show today.
I think
So-
opinionated was the word you were looking for.
That's a fair assessment. But a much more robust list of memories today. So let's go ahead and jump into our story mode of LAN parties and Doritos dust. All right, so LAN parties and Doritos dust. So we're going to start kind of around. So LAN parties very much alludes to the time before online gaming. So we're going to kind of start there before we get into just all things multiplayer related. So don't be deceived by the title. I don't know about you all, but like before we even get into LAN parties, I guess if we talk about online or multiplayer games before online, like man, my brain immediately goes to like Duck Hunt, Mario, GoldenEye,
NES, N64 era, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I mean, that's my first one.
So, what was your first would you say Nintendo was probably the first one that you really played like multiplayer?
Yeah, I remember playing Duck Hunt with my grandpa.
We had the NES, right?
No, we had the SNES.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
I didn't remember if we had the original one or not.
So you all probably did fighting games and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of Mortal Kombat, Smash Brothers. No, Smash Brothers was not on that.
No,
Mario, the old Mario Kart was on that though.
Yeah,
old Mario Kart.
Killer
Instinct.
Yeah. Howie?
I would have to say the Atari and Maze Craze.
What? So that's so what's funny about him saying Atari is, let's see, so Austin's the youngest one here.
They're the same age.
Oh, are you? Okay. All right. So I'm the oldest, yet he throws out Atari. I don't know how that freaking works.
You remember what was the dinosaur game that was the dinosaur fighting game? Primal Rage.
Primal Rage. Yeah, Primal Rage was elite.
Primal Rage was good. That was as far as fighting games. I think Primal Rage, the TMNT fighting games, Mortal Kombat. But see, I wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat. I had to sneak off to my buddy Quentin's house to play it.
What was Tekken's first? Tekken was on PS2, right?
PS1.
It came out originally on PS1. When did we play it?
Originally, because when the PS1 first came out, that was my first game for Christmas. Was that?
Yeah, it had to be PS1. It was PlayStation 1.
I still have the disc if you want proof.
No, I just couldn't remember what I played because I remember us playing. Speaking of fighting, because to me originally, like I think most of your multiplayer outside of like Mario, like when I first really got like when we played together, I feel like fighting games was the majority.
Well, I tell you what's funny. Of course, Howie still has the disc to Tekken. Doesn't surprise me. A couple episodes ago, I told you about the demo disc on PS1 with Metal Gear, Gran Turismo, and all that. Yeah.
Which, by the way, wasn't there
Howie,
a game?
you still have you have that demo disc, don't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't there
I
a
need to
game
get
on that where you were like a skeleton in a graveyard or something?
Medieval.
There it is.
Yep.
That's
Medieval,
the
Tomba.
So
Tomb
wait, we
Raider.
did own that, didn't we? Because it was the one.
Travis owned it, and we played it at Memo's house.
Yeah.
No, I've officially established, so I got to get that from you because that's like a staple part of my like lifeblood.
All right, I'll look through all the records.
$250.
Yeah, no need to charge. But no. Now I will say though, so we can talk. So NES, SNES, Mario Kart, fighting games, and stuff like that. I think that we can all agree though that the first couch co-op shooting experience for all of us has to be one game and one game only. Like it has to. I assume
GoldenEye.
we all had to have started with GoldenEye. I assume you did too, right?
Doom.
I forgot about Doom and Unreal Tournament too. I guess, right?
And
Unreal
legit
Tournament
question
too.
because I don't remember the original Doom. I don't remember playing it.
Quake.
What was it on original? What did Doom originally launch on?
came out on PC
See, I never played any PC games that I can
because
remember
it
until
was the 8-bit.
we played. What was that? Like Pajama Sam. I remember that game when I was a kid. Yeah, it was a game.
Pajama Sam. Is that the bananas in pajamas? Is that what that is?
No, it was a like Putt Putt Saves the Zoo and stuff like that. It was a kids game.
It was
is
a
what it
kids
was.
game. Like an educational kids game.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I guess
No, 007 was the first shooter that I can remember playing.
Oh, I mean, dude, playing
sure.
like slappers only.
Oddball was a cheat code because the hitbox was so small you couldn't aim down far enough to hit it.
Odd job.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, Odd job. Oh my god, dude. No, I so I've told this story before. So I wanted an N64 like really bad, but I wound up getting a PlayStation, instead of an N64. Now, of course, I'm super thankful for that. But Howie, did you start with PlayStation or N64?
Well, if you go through the history, Atari, because my grandmother. Then you had I believe Nintendo before N64.
Yeah.
So I had the old Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, N64, then PlayStation.
Oh, so you did wind up with both then at some point.
I ended up with everything.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we never owned an original PlayStation, did we?
No, we never had a PlayStation 1.
We used to play it at Travis's and Memo's.
Yeah. The first console, aside from and I had the original Game Boy, the big gray one.
Oh man! Hey, I just got the Lego of that.
Yeah,
the Game Boy Lego thing to put together, which is legit, by the way.
Yeah, that big gray Game Boy was something else. I can tell you.
I still need to watch. They did that show or a movie on Tetris that talked about the
very good movie.
Is it? I need to watch.
I watched
it.
It was a very good movie.
In it. I need to watch it. I heard it was really good.
But we had the only game I played on the original Nintendo was Duck Hunt. That was it.
And you know what I just read the other day is, so for some reason I very clearly remember you could use 2 light guns on Duck Hunt. Like that's how I remember playing with my grandpa. However, I think about this now, and it could have been one player and he just let me squeeze the gun too. I don't know. But I saw the instruction booklet from Duck Hunt, and if you had a controller plugged in with the light gun, the person with the controller could control the ducks.
Yes. Yeah.
So you knew this?
My cousin would control the ducks.
That is so messed up. I didn't know this. I just learned this like 3 days ago when I was putting this together. Like it's absolutely mind-boggling.
So, and then but moving on from, I think my first that we've really played together outside of fighting games is I remember playing shooter. I remember playing Halo 2.
Oh,
Halo 2, which I know we've got on that a little bit.
Well, and that's kind of the staple. Like the idea of the LAN party started with Halo 2. So we're not to Gears yet. You don't get your soapbox
quite yet. It was
yet.
definitely Halo. Halo started that.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Because online wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, Xbox Live came out with Halo 2, but... So Halo 1, I guess, started the LAN
Halo
party
1.
thing. Yeah.
And then you got the screen peekers.
Yeah.
We brought this up. We were talking about this the other day and about
Screen looking?
Don't look at my screen. Don't look at my screen.
Oh, yeah. And then you kill somebody and like, you were screen looking. No, it wasn't.
I didn't screen look.
Well,
yeah, you did.
Why you Scott was the biggest screen looker I've ever seen in my life.
Y'all never caught me.
He was the biggest screen peeker I've ever seen.
You can't screen peek when you're looking at the same screen, bro. I just have better peripheral.
And I also remember, not speaking about shooters, but we played a lot of sports games growing up. So we played NBA
sports
Street.
games aren't real games.
Yeah, these NBA Street was a little different than your typical
sports games are not real games.
You can let him deal with this.
Okay. We're not going to let this slide.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say they're top notch or the best games ever. But when you've got a game that lets you hit somebody and then after the game's over you get to keep hitting them, that's a game in my book. Okay?
So now wait a minute. Now I will hear that and I will say NFL Blitz.
Yeah.
That's a game.
Exactly.
That's a game. Yeah, NFL Blitz is a game.
Do you remember when they
NBA Street.
Was NBA Street like that?
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay.
You're not going to convince me those are not fun games to play.
Oh, no, that's fair. I liked NFL Blitz. I bet you didn't play any sports games, did you?
No, I played MLB.
Well, and you on Blitz too.
Yeah,
I remember playing Blitz at your house.
I like playing.
The other thing, do y'all remember when they remade Blitz for the original Xbox 360, where you could they were showing you injecting them with steroids?
Oh yeah,
and stuff?
Yeah, they went way too far on that. It was.
No, they need to take the OG Blitz, or I think it was 2001 they called it. It was on N64 and PlayStation. They just need to remaster that, the big, outrageously weird. Because that one they also tried to make them look realistic.
Yeah,
I think
NFL Street or NBA Street was one of my. I loved that game. Yeah,
I didn't realize the street games were like that. I guess that makes sense in the name.
Well,
though.
NFL Street was better than NBA in my opinion.
That makes sense.
NFL Street, you could jump off of the wall and catch the ball and stuff. It was awesome.
Oh.
It was elite.
Now, I do a little fun piece of tidbit history. You said the Xbox with LAN parties and all that. Do y'all know the first console that actually got online?
It was PS2. You could run an Ethernet cord to it.
PS1.
You could do it on PS1?
There was a disc and it only got you into chat rooms, no games. But my cousin used to do it, and he would chat people up from Ohio.
We're talking about Tyler?
No, my cousin Eric. He had a PS1.
Okay.
He's the one that kind of got me into like Final Fantasy and everything on PS1.
Although he starts talking about chat rooms, my brain goes to IMVU.
Dog, do you remember
And-
Gaia? Y'all remember Gaia, right?
I still have Gaia.
Yeah.
We were just we talked about that in a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And I brought up about how we all used to play it because we were talking about y'all remember the Gara Scars video? That was in the episode.
Papa
That was in
the
episode.
Papa Roach song,
Yeah.
the AMVs.
Yeah. It was episode 3, I think, is what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
because we were talking about it.
anime and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So we were talking about that, and I was like, because remember, my original one was Arlong. Do you remember what your original one was?
What?
When we had Gaia and we made our profiles, mine had Arlong on it.
Yeah.
Do you remember what yours was? Was it Sasuke?
Yeah, it was definitely Sasuke.
His was Sasuke. I think I made mine Kakashi.
And mine was Arlong.
That checks out. See, what's funny is I did not do so. What they're talking about right now, I didn't know these guys during this era at all. While they were doing Gaia and IMVU or chat rooms, or whatever, that's where I was unfortunately, like I mentioned in episode 3, downloading on LimeWire and Kazaa and
Okay, but,
everything.
Like,
that
you're
came
not the
with
only
it.
one. Like I used LimeWire more than just about anybody I know. Like LimeWire was elite, and then I started into the torrents, and that was a whole nother
Oh
thing.
yeah, it was a whole other thing.
Yeah,
too,
getting the movies and everything else.
Hold on. I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna look at your face and see what you say. If I say the name Heather, yep. See, anyone who is on LimeWire knows. Anyone who's on LimeWire knows. All right. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But back to Halo and LAN in the whole aspect of LAN parties. Like I very clearly remember, and this is before I met you all, but I'm sure you all had them too. Like the USB hubs that you could buy at GameStop, where Ethernet cord came out of the Xbox, plugged into the hub to prevent the chronic screen lookers. Apparently, which I guess that was you, Howie.
It wasn't me. It's the same screen. Fight me.
2-on-1, Scott. 2-on-1.
I wasn't around, so I can't say nothing.
The other game, like, just speaking about, like, we did it with Gears at my aunt's house.
Oh, the LAN party stuff?
Remember, because you and Tyler were in the main room, and we were in the kitchen at Michelle and Chris's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I guess, too, because, even though online was a thing by then, you could still, because you had a better connection if you just hardwired. Yeah, like with the LAN party stuff. But, see, that's the thing. When the LAN, like, we had this conversation. I was a PS2 guy, like solely a PS2 guy. Halo got me to get an Xbox. And then, this is before I met you all, but I remember going to GameStop, getting that USB hub with Halo. Now, if I remember correctly, the first Halo, obviously Blood Gulch, was the staple map on Halo 1, right?
Yeah.
And did Halo 1 have Beaver Creek or Battle Creek or whatever, the super small map?
That was 2, wasn't it?
That was 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So my group of buddies at the time, Josh, Corey, Quentin, like we would do Halo 1 multiplayer all the time. Now, look, I acknowledge that you all know me as the very sucky, very horrible FPS player. Like I'm aware that is the knowledge that you all have.
That's very accurate.
Yeah. 2-22 at your all's house playing COD. I very much remember. But back then, it's hard to believe, I was very, very good at Halo. I was the best in my friend group.
I'll never believe that.
Yeah, but like this friend group couldn't have been very skilled.
I mean,
Okay? Like,
I've always considered you the motivational teammate.
he's the glue that holds us together.
Yeah, because at the end, you're
We'll get him
like,
next time, boys.
holy hell, 28 kills. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay, so I'll take that. But no.
Now, the one-offs, whenever you end up with, like, 20 kills, it's like, hey, we're doing good.
Yeah. No, hey, now, but the thing is, so this group, I was probably like one of the better players in this group. And this started with the Halo 1 era. But it really bled into Halo 2 as well. Because I remember, so Sidewinder, I think, was a Halo 2 map. That was the ice one that had, like, the horseshoe. And then, so Battle Creek, Beaver Creek, whatever the hell it was called. But, so believe it or not, I was the best one in my friend group on Halo 2, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe, but, I was, legitimately.
So what couch co-op did, like, obviously this is talking about LAN parties, but, like, in general, just couch co-ops in general, I remember there's a couple games that I really remember, but the one that I remember the most is we played a lot of Army of Two.
Man,
Me and him played it together.
when you put Army of Two on this list, I forgot all about that one.
I still stand by they need to make another one. Like, I think Army of Two was like one of the funnest games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I mean, we've been getting so many remakes of all these other things. Army of Two was great because
Yes.
I can't tell you the choice system in that because you'll be sitting there and you're wanting to make the choice before your friend because if he makes a choice, you're like, dude, what'd you pick? And you're like, just wait, just watch.
And they've got other games that have come out like that, like Split Fiction and other things that I've played, and they're good, but they're not Army of Two.
Did you play Split Fiction?
I've beat it, yeah.
See, I don't. We've had the conversation 1,000 times. I play primarily single player. I don't do a lot of co-op stuff anymore. I want to play. Do not say because I don't have friends. I'm sitting here with 3 of them right now, but I haven't played Split Fiction yet. I want to really bad. But
I'll play through it. I watched him. It was him and our buddy Burnham that played it. Did y'all play Takes Two together? I played it with Jacob.
I played that with Jarbo.
It Takes Two is another one that was a really fun. That like co-op where they're trying to bring it back. A Way Out. I played it with our buddy Alex. It was fun. It Takes Two. I played with Jacob. Split Fiction. I haven't played yet, but I watched him play it because I think I was in there almost every night when y'all were.
Yeah, Split Fiction was one of the. It's got to win co-op game of the year. Like I don't think.
this year,
that's gonna
yeah.
compete with it.
Well, in my first co-op though, I mean, again, it's back to Halo because I mean, playing Halo campaign on co-op like that's. And again, despite me sucking so much at first-person shooters, I have beaten all the Halo game. Well, 1, 2, and 3 on Legendary, but not by myself. I'm not that good.
So I also really remember we used to play Double Dash a lot. Like we played Double Dash a lot.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Was Double Dash on
GameCube.
Oh, that's right. GameCube. Yeah.
GameCube was like the epitome of multiplayer games for Nintendo.
Oh, couch co-op? Yeah, GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube was the one.
Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I will stand by that. I think N64 is probably top 3 console. Of all
Yeah,
time.
you liked Crystal Chronicles, didn't you, Chase?
No. So look, Crystal. So here's the thing: GameCube is not the console that comes to mind when I think of co-op. Xbox will always be. Crystal Chronicles, yes, okay. I did say in I think episode 1, maybe even episode 2, that Crystal Chronicles sucked, and
Because he doesn't have friends.
At that time, I didn't particularly.
I mean, he did have friends. He was the best one in the friend group at Halo.
That is true. You were the best one at Halo.
Yeah, but see, they didn't. So that's the thing. They played Halo. They didn't play games like Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
I also agree that I think 64. Like I think Nintendo's, which we've talked about this. I think in episode 3, Nintendo has a hand on multiplayer couch co-op, like multiplayer games.
Well, that's because all their games are directed towards smaller people.
Well, and yes, I'm aware that I hated on Crystal Chronicles, and I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't. Did the GameCube even have online play at all?
It didn't need it.
It didn't need it though.
What games were online on the GameCube?
I don't think it had any. If it
Fantasy
did,
Star. Fantasy Star was online. Yeah. Which technically, so yes, I know PS1 had that online feature, but Dreamcast did online also. They started Fantasy Star, I think.
They did. Yeah. Fantasy
Dreamcast
Star was on Dreamcast first.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to bring, like couch co-op, I know I've said it a couple episodes ago, but now that he's on here, Shaolin Monks was a fantastic. If Mortal Kombat would do another co-op game like that, it would be great.
I will die on the hill that co-op games like that are the best games to come out, and nobody's going to change my mind.
Yeah.
I love co-op games, and I want co-op games like that. I don't need 4-player co-op. I need 2-player co-op to where your decision directly affects somebody else.
Well, and that's the thing. So I love single-player games. We've established that. I don't like competitive multiplayer. I do love co-op games. The problem is locking down, the time and schedules. We're all adults now, so it's harder to lock down, time to do that. But I will say some of those, because I'll tell you another one that you all didn't. You said Army of Two. You said A Way Out. There's a couple other ones. But did you all ever play Kane and Lynch?
I did not.
I did.
I don't remember it.
Was great.
I feel like
you
if
want
that's
to talk
a game,
about Army of Two, that's Army of Two without all the bulletproof vests.
They were going to make a movie out of that had Bruce Willis and somebody else in it. But it was that same kind of co-op nature, like, where the decisions kind of impacted and all that.
I feel like that's definitely a game that like we would have never saw. Like if we would have played it, it would have been at your house.
Well, yeah, it would have been at my house. But think of what's the dude's name from the last GTA? Trevor. Think of Trevor, but 2 of him, and you're teamed up like Army of Two.
Yeah.
Literally, one of the guys looks like Trevor.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. I feel that there was a lot of games like that I probably would not have played had I not worked at GameStop and had, like, the insight that we had working there on some of these that came out. But, I mean, obviously with the couch co-op and all that stuff, like, that really went away with online. So like, LAN parties and Halo and couch co-op multiplayer. Actually, before we go to online, the other thing that we didn't talk about though is arcade games. Like now, obviously, you can get like arcade cabinets for your house and stuff like that.
Talking about Tekken.
Tekken was
They had a Tekken arcade. They 100% had a Tekken arcade.
I don't think they had a Tekken arcade.
They had Tekken.
They
They had it at the bowling alley. It was one of the
they have a
four-player
Tekken
ones.
one. Yeah.
Well, my brain immediately went to like Rampage or like
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, but like Rampage in the arcade, like TMNT Turtles in Time, the Simpsons one, the X-Men, like those again co-op because I wasn't very competitive.
Oh, the four-player ones.
Well, do you remember? So our dad bought. I think he still has. I don't think he got rid of it, but he has a big arcade table for 4-player co-op, and you can play.
Is it one of them infinity table things?
He had like 5,000 games on it or something, and you hook it up to just a regular TV and play on it. But
And it was.
You don't have it anymore.
It was like huge, and it had. We played. He had the Rampage. Remember when they made the small cabinets you could buy?
Yeah.
He had like 5 or 6 of those that he had in the house. Like was.
I mean, that was kind of, I guess, in the grand scheme, like the first kind of co-op experience. But that was at like, I don't know if you all ever went to Skate World on Preston at all. If that was ever a thing.
Yeah, I went.
Yeah, I was there.
That's where I played the Spawn game. Which, if you think about it, Sega had all of the arcade games on their console. Like everything that was an arcade game was on Sega.
That is true. I forgot about that. See, I figured you all would probably do. What was the place in Bullitt County? Because all y'all from Bullitt County, not me. Was it Robin's Roost or something? Roost. There's a skating place, right?
I don't think it was called Robin's Roost, but it was right next to North Bullitt.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they closed Skate World on Preston. It's gone now.
It's been closed for a little while.
Oh, has it? But see, I just got back, so I haven't gotten fully up to speed.
Yeah, but they did open a new skating rink over off Manslick Road. It's called like Area 51 or something.
Yeah,
Really?
It's off of and it's like when you go in, it's like all cosmic in there.
Oh, now I gotta get this off my chest. Now that we're talking about Sega, and I brought that up, and he said something about handhelds. Previous episode I was listening to at work, you dicks. I found out y'all said no one could touch Nintendo on handhelds. Well, if Sega would have kept going with the Game Gear, they would have crushed them.
No, you're wrong.
Game Gear would have crushed them. Crushed them.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Y'all haven't played Game Gear.
Speaking
wrong.
Speaking of Game Boy, though, the other co-op game was. Do y'all remember playing Pokemon? He brought this up, and I didn't even think about this.
With the link cables. The link cables changed the game.
Well, you know what? I'm when you said earlier that N64 was one of your top consoles, I was getting a little nervous. But in conjunction with that link cable, Pokemon Stadium, where you can take your Pokemon from your Game Boy game and load them into Pokemon Stadium. That was legit.
N64 was revolutionary.
The pack. It wasn't the Rumble pack. That's how you got the vibration. But it was whatever that pack.
You talking about the little red pack? It had the red thing. It went in the front of it.
Yeah,
it had the red top because it was for Majora's Mask and Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
but like that disc thing, you stuck it in the back, and then
you could put your red or blue
cartridge
into it.
in there.
Yeah.
Well, no. Now I will agree about revolutionizing. Like that's one of the things that we talked about. How Nintendo, like N64, introduced the joystick.
They've got one of the best controllers, like most comfortable controllers I've ever held.
The Pro controller, or are you gonna say GameCube?
No, the 64 controller.
Oh, yeah, but no. So they did the joystick first. I disagree on the comfort, but the joystick, then the DS. Don't give me that look.
He's got little baby hands.
That's a fair assessment. But the joystick, the touchscreen, and then the Wii with motion controls. Because I'm sure you heard the story. I think was that in.
It was in episode 2.
Yeah, where we talked about the. I told him the PlayStation Move.
Yes,
story.
This is the man that got one of the people that got chased to spend.
Howie wasn't
$1,000.
He wasn't the primary guilty party, but he was there.
That was the best day ever.
And yeah, when I called him that morning and he was like, "Yeah, that's your move," and then he explained he's the one who had to fill in the gaps because I was so passed out.
Which I think they're also making, just talking about like Split Fiction and stuff earlier, I believe they're already working on another one.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, because I know it did very well this year. Like, it was very early in the year, they were talking about Game of the Year contenders.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Split Fiction was so good. So good.
Now, I'm surprised for you to get so passionate about handheld that you got passionate about the Game Gear over, like, the Vita. Because I know how much you loved your Vita.
You did play the Vita a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, It's Vita, but Game Gear, you had like Tim the Toolman Taylor. You had Terminator.
Yeah, but I also had that on the SNES. So
I would
That's
always play that on the
All
way
these
out.
games were technically on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you're on a road trip, you're a kid, you're going to North Carolina all the time.
I have
for
a Game Boy.
Thanksgiving.
I had the
side
gray
road.
Game Boy, dude.
Yeah, but that wasn't in color.
Yeah, I will say you compare the Game Gear to the Game Boy as far as it was literally a handheld Sega. So I will agree the Game Gear. Now, given Game Boy had Pokemon once we got to Game Boy Color, but I will say I think the Game Gear
The
was
original
legit.
Game Boy had Pokemon. The gray Game Boy had Pokemon. The
Well,
red and blue was on that.
I know. So but it had Pokemon, but that's really it. I mean, as far as
What
quality,
else did I need?
Well, that's fair, but no, I forget about the Game Gears.
Especially as a kid, like, what else did you need? You could play that forever.
Well, and keeping with the whole LAN parties kind of theme too, the thing about the handhelds, like it very much. So I did get to a point where I wasn't as into the first-person shooter stuff as much, but my buddies back then that I would play with, they'd be playing the LAN party Halo stuff, and I'd have my PSP or my DS or my Game Boy, we were playing Harvest Moon or, I never had a Vita, and this would have been post-Vita, but like the first PSP. So, like I did very much, like even then, like they'd be playing multiplayer, I'd be playing something on the Vita or the PSP. By that time I started to suck really bad at first.
So we also, like, I remember, and he'll probably remember it too when I start talking about it. Even once we got really big into like online gaming, when I was playing like Comp COD, like trying to play Comp COD a lot, we did LANs at our house because we did it because when you play online versus when you play on a LAN setting, the game does feel different.
Oh well, yeah,
Like,
you're talking about where you would have like local connected, but then you would play online with other people.
No, we literally
just local.
There was times we'd have 10 to 12 TVs set up in my parents' living room. And everybody would bring their own console, and it would all run together.
See, we did that too, but it was box TV, so it was a pain in the ass to move all the time.
Oh no, like everybody bring their own monitors. Like it was a legit setup in that room.
Oh yeah, I was on the counter.
Yeah. We had people on the counter. We brought in folding tables to set up.
You remember when Skyrim first released and we all did the midnight and we came over and everybody was just looked around the room and it
because
was
Rob
wanted. Fast.
If you remember, Rob wanted to play on the projector. That's why why everyone came over.
I was on.
He had to make sure he played on the projector.
And then anytime somebody found something, like, "Hey, in that cave over there."
Yeah, that I think we talked about this already, but that big old projector, that was the first time when I met you all and came over, that was the first time I ever experienced a TV screen that big. And you know what? For the record, I think that's why I went 2-22 on that Call of Duty match.
Okay,
because the screen was so big. Howie, you have told
Chase,
me
can I tell you something?
Hold on,
no, because I got a nuke on that screen.
Yeah. Well, Howie has told me repeatedly. I used to ask him all the time, "Hey, you've got this big 80-inch TV. Why do you play Call of Duty on a smaller screen? Why do you play Call of Duty on a smaller screen, Howie?"
Because you can see more of the screen. If you play on a bigger screen, you got to look at more of the TV. You don't notice as much of the movement.
See, and that's why I went 2-22.
Chase,
anyway, so we're going to move on to a different topic now.
Yeah, I mean, you also use monitors for the latency and all that other stuff, but that's different reason.
So, but anyway, so while we've kind of pivoted to online, let's go ahead and get this out of the way first. What was everyone's first, if you remember, because I think everyone can establish that the first time we went online was on Xbox. So
ours was a 360.
360.
Yeah, or 360.
360.
But what was your first?
So before we do this, Wayne's gonna go last. The reason Wayne's gonna go last is because we're gonna let Wayne say his name, and then Wayne's gonna go on his soapbox. Okay,
that's a fair assessment.
So first, Wayne's gonna go last.
I'll start us off. My first gamer tag, so it was Halo 2. So my first online was on the regular Xbox. Halo 2, and it was Blue Santa 117. Now,
where did you come up with that, or did it generate it?
Okay, well, Howie knows what 117 is.
Master Chief.
I mean, I knew what that was.
Yeah,
but I
so
didn't
Master
know
Chief.
the first part of
Did
it.
you ever watch Red vs. Blue through Rooster Teeth?
Oh yeah,
I've known him my entire life. Do you really think I haven't seen it?
I got him into it.
Puma. Yeah, what Sam Hale? There's a Puma? No, but so there was like a Christmas special thing, and there was this scene. Caboose, he's the dumb blue one, like dropped behind the scenes. Whoever had a Santa hat on, they were like, "Oh no! I'm sorry." They were trying to get someone to turn around.
The chase of the group,
and they said. It's messed up. No, you know what? You know, it is funny you say that. I had a shirt from Rooster Teeth that said Caboose and it said -1 on it. So yeah, I can't knock it. But no, I think it was Tucker or somebody trying to distract someone. He said, "Holy shit, Blue Santa!" And he turned around and he ran off. So I went with Blue Santa 117 was my first gamer tag. So Howie, what was yours?
Scott still goes by his.
Yeah, mine's still the same. Chaos Reaper 15.
That's the one you started with?
Yes.
Never changed it.
It has always been that. We would always change it, and we tried to. What were we playing when we tried to get you to change it, and you were like, "No, I'm not changing it." No, Dad was messing with you, and Dad was like, "You need to change that."
We
name.
made a COD clan. Your dad wanted to play online, and he was like, "You need to change it because you all had matching names that went along with the team name." I was like, "I can't do it." Your dad even offered to pay for it, and I was like,
Which, speaking of, we were talking about this earlier. You remember Dad bought that? What game was it that Dad bought for you because he wanted to play? He wanted you to play with us?
We all did split screen, didn't cheat, and
yes, you did.
We all played on Call of Duty 3.
Yeah,
we were all playing that. Well, then I finally got my own Xbox, but I spent all my money, didn't have enough. COD Modern Warfare, the first one, was coming out.
4?
Yep. Your dad said, I want to be able to play online with everybody. Your dad got me online, and your dad bought me the game at midnight, and we all went home and we played, and I don't think we ever went to bed.
That's what we were. I brought that up because that's something I remembered. I couldn't remember what it was, but I do remember.
Well, I remember you saying that you all grinded 3 real crazy. I mean, because that was a launch title.
Well, 3 is what. Because y'all remember whenever we were all at Mom and Dad's, only 3 of us could play because 2 of us would play with Dad. Because Dad always wanted to be player 3, so he had the big screen.
Yeah.
And then we had to switch off. Whoever did the worst on the top 2 screens had to go to we would switch off.
Yeah. And then
you remember that, right?
And me and Wayne found that
glitch to go up into the clock tower.
Yeah. I don't even know what y'all are talking about.
So Dad only played. Okay, so
is this on Call of Duty 4 or 3?
3. This is on Call of Duty 3. So, but there was the best part about this. There was only one map that Dad would play. Do you remember what it was called?
No, I don't remember.
It was something Dam. It was like Eater Dam or Eden Dam or something like that.
It was a made up name, but it had a bridge and it had a clock tower and it was 2 sides.
Dad would he would start the game. He would run to the dead center of this broken bridge and he would lay down.
He played a lot like Chase does.
Hey, but
he still ended up with more kills.
But Call of Duty 3 was the first one, or not the first one, but it was the last one that was like Battlefield. You could actually be the medic and res people.
Yeah, because I would always be the medic, because the medic,
side note,
was the shotgun.
For the record, I do actually okay in Battlefield, and it's because I play the medic, and I don't have to worry about kills, and I can worry about resuscitating people. So I do okay in Battlefield. Let's just throw that out.
So, but that was, and then these 2, I remember because I had to go to sleep, and they somehow, Dad let them stay up.
We're older.
Yeah, I was mad. And I come back the next.
You may be the youngest, but just remember, you do have some grade coming in up there.
That is true. Which is crazy that I have grade coming in before he does.
I got it in my beard.
Well, we already established that he is the better looking brother.
That's fair. But and then they didn't tell me about it. They just had me get on the game with them the next day. And next thing I know, they're up in the clock tower. And they wouldn't tell me how to do it.
So there's a glitch that you have to have a partner with you do it. You lay down and then you bump your buddy into a clock tower and they can climb up and see the whole map with a sniper. I would bump Wayne into it and you're in the wall so you can't tell where the bullets are coming from. Anytime we were playing online and we were getting killed and didn't know where it was coming from, Wayne and I were like, but they're in the clock tower. We would go and get these dudes out of the clock tower and then get in it and just kill Austin all day.
See, so, okay. So you've always been
I get picked on for being the little brother, yeah.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, that's how it's always been.
Part of it is because Dad only wanted to play hardcore mode where you can kill your teammates. So Austin was the target. And back then, you didn't get kicked out of the game for killing your teammate too much.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, I can't play hardcore. So,
well, you can't play core either. So,
yeah. Okay. What was yours?
My first was Izii Ponage Izii.
What?
So my buddies, it was Izii Ponage, but I didn't have an A. It was PWNAGE.
Oh, like ponage.
Yeah.
You call it ponage? Like you go into a freaking pawn shop? It's ponage. Like you pwn somebody?
I used to call it ponage.
Well, you're an idiot.
I don't remember you having an A in it. So you
I didn't. It was PWNAGE.
Yeah, but you could say it however you wanted because you didn't put an A. It was
but most people for some reason would always
everybody
call it
would just say ponage.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Exactly, ponage.
Ponage.
Not pawnage. We're not going to a punch.
Well,
But okay.
but it was the whole Ozzy thing because I think you had an Ozzy name at some point, didn't you?
No.
Was that similar to? I feel like this happened before you got online, but it was very common in the original Xbox era. People would do like XXX or X or whatever, and and all that stuff.
But that was my original one, and I think the first one. So the gamer tag you're getting ready to hear, I used to play on it, and then Wayne would get mad because I wouldn't do great, and it would mess all the stats up. And then I made the comment a couple episodes ago about Wayne playing COD 4 and how good he was, and I was okay, but I wasn't great. Well, Wayne was really good, and I was playing on Wayne's name, so that's why I ended up getting my own name because of that.
So were you playing like I do now? Basically, back then,
I was never that bad.
Oh, that was so harsh. Okay.
So I'm just being honest.
All right, so let's set the stage. So Wayne's going to tell us what his gamer tag was, but a couple, during episode 2, I think it was when we talked about
episode 1.
When we talked about the console wars and things, we didn't particularly mention
a console exclusive.
A console exclusive on the Xbox.
That just so happens to be one of Wayne's favorite games of all time.
Yeah, so
and all I talked about, the only time it's been mentioned is on a midnight when I spoke about doing the midnight in the back of the store.
Yep.
So when he tells you his original name, everyone's going to realize that, it may have actually been his favorite game because it's in his name.
Well, it will also say something that's interesting, that even though these two grew up in the exact same household, obviously they had different tastes and things like that.
Oh, no, I played that game a lot.
I know, but what came to mind for you first compared to what came to mind for him first? So,
yeah, that's true.
We're going to go ahead and give Wayne his soapbox.
Okay, so my first name ever, right, was Carbon Wars. Okay, and it was
Carbon Horse.
Carbon Wars.
Carbon Wars. Okay.
Gotcha. And at the time, my 2 favorite games were Need for Speed Carbon. I was real big into all the Need for Speed games back when they were big. Like you had Most Wanted and all.
Hold on, before you go on your soapbox, what was your favorite Need for Speed? Was it Carbon?
It's Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. That's fair. That's the one with the black
list.
BMW and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, the BMW is the top car.
Yeah.
But Gears of War was the other one. Okay, and I will die on the hill that Gears of War killed Halo for me. Like, it's not even close. Because, and I'm going
to let him have his soapbox.
Listen, I'm about to tell you why. So, for me, Halo 2 was big for me.
Well, and I know that you and I agree that Halo 2 is the best.
Halo 2 is better than Halo 3.
Yeah.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah, Austin was wrong, yes.
So Halo 3 and Gears came out roughly same time, maybe a year apart-ish. But I was in middle school, and somebody I was friends with, I went to his house, he had Gears. I didn't have Gears, because obviously, blood, gore.
Oh, yeah, we had a
other stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. And I went home, and I made sure I got that game. And I never touched Halo again until Halo 3 came out. And I tried it because my friends at the time were Halo players. I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. No, I went right back to Gears. Like, you're going to give me a game where the characters are more memorable, okay? Name me 3 characters outside of Master Chief and Cortana who are a main character in the game, in Halo. You can't.
The Arbiter, Commander Keyes.
It's impossible. Dude,
the Flood's a character?
Cole, General Rom, Mira, Dom, Dizzy, Marcus. Like, the list goes on and on, dude.
Who was the football player guy?
Cole.
Coltrane.
I liked him.
And you even made the comment a month ago. They finally put Gears on PlayStation, and you still did not.
That is a fair assessment. When you mentioned this, I did feel really bad because I did when they did the Reloaded on PS5. I went out of my way to buy it on PS5, play on the easiest difficulty, and beat it.
Which, by the way, Reloaded, nothing like the original. It's horrible compared to the original game.
Wow.
They've got the new Gears of War physics in it, and the old Gears of War physics were so much better.
I guess I just don't remember enough. I didn't play a whole lot of Gears.
You can't kung fu flip. You can't backpack somebody in the new Gears.
Well, they're
They
ruining
took
all
away
the
the
stuff.
active downs. You can't weapon slide.
Yeah,
Like all the
everything
stuff that
the
made
games
Gears
good.
Gears is not there anymore.
Well, they're doing it to Gears. They're doing it to Halo because the new Halo,
Yeah.
the new Halo coming out, the original that they're remaking.
Yeah.
They're adding sprinting. They're putting all the new stuff that everybody hates into it.
Well,
and
they're
trying
doing.
to say
I mean,
it makes you more mobile.
well, they're doing it with the new COD. Nobody wants doors in COD.
No, now hold on. Now, I will say
They
about
did get rid of skill-based matchmaking.
no. Now I will say about Halo though. Like going back to play, like I'm a sucker for nostalgia. That's why we're doing this whole thing. But Halo does feel very freaking slow. So the idea of a sprint, I'm actually kind of looking forward to because it just feels too slow.
Well, Gears was more.
And also, for the record, that is why I wasn't a huge fan of Gears because Gears felt very slow to me. But
How is that? Gears has a full sprint. Gears has cover you can bounce to.
yeah, I know it just felt slow though.
Maybe you were just bad at the game.
And you're not going to convince me that shooting somebody with a needler is as cool as chainsawing somebody in half.
No, I definitely will.
Like, I don't understand.
The torque bow. The torque
Yeah,
bow's the most
like-
satisfying
Like,
thing
we
ever.
can shoot somebody with a rocket launcher in Halo, and all they do is fly away. You shoot somebody with a rocket launcher in Gears, and they disintegrate.
When you shoot
boom
somebody
shot.
sticks around the corner and you nail him with that torque bow and it goes
Oh,
beep,
yeah.
beep, beep.
And then-
it's
and you just
yeah,
know.
There's nothing you can do, buddy.
Like, Gears was on
Well,
a whole nother level
No,
compared
you know.
to Halo.
So here's the thing. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. But so Halo at the time, as hard as it is for you all to believe, I was very good at Halo. When Gears came out, if I remember correctly, so Halo's whole thing was your typical multiplayer. Team deathmatch, kill, respawn, kill, respawn, kill, respawn. Didn't Gears start that whole like search and destroy kind of methodology where if you died you had to wait till the round
It had
stopped?
both, I believe.
It had both.
Oh,
had
it did
both.
have both. Okay. Well, I
What was the execution? Was the Gears the one we actually played with? That was the search game. Or what was the other one? Was like it was like a team deathmatch almost. It wasn't exactly like it, but it was close.
But Gears also, I know Halo did it. I don't remember which Halo it was. But you could load into a public match online, but you could change all the weapons to what you wanted. So 99% of Gears matches you got in were snipers only. That's the only guns on the whole map.
and we've established I suck at shooters, so of course I suck with a sniper rifle.
Just on another
Yeah.
note,
But sniping in Gears is different than every other game.
Way different.
Because you can pop somebody's head and they just die immediately. And their head explodes.
It's the,
and it's satisfying.
it's
What
the
happens
only
if you snipe
shooter.
somebody in Halo? They fall over.
Well, it's the only shooter that had the active reload too. So if
Yes.
you were really good at reloading, you had a better.
do you
shot.
remember what was the
I
map?
did like the active reload.
What was the map that there was a sniper on? It was 3 bridges, and then there was a sniper on each bridge, and it was you basically were racing to see who got to that.
It was canals. It was canals.
It's
And
about-
if you knew how to weapon slide, or if you knew how to kung fu flip, you could get the weapons without getting shot. But if you was second to that sniper and you didn't know how, you got your head popped the minute you stopped to pick that gun up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Gears was on a complete different level than Halo was.
Oh, and by the way, Chase, you like games where you build maps and stuff, right?
Yes.
But he hates Forge. Yeah, why?
So I don't
I
have
knew
a
where
good,
you were going with
yeah,
that.
I don't have a good explanation. So your question is because I don't like Halo 3 and Halo 3 had Forge and I like stuff where you can build. I don't know. Maybe at the time, I will say I wasn't as huge into the building stuff back then. So that is definitely like an adult vibe. Well, no, I did Harvest Moon and all that crafting stuff back then. I don't know. I just didn't like Halo 3. So don't come at me for that.
Halo 2 is way better than 3.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
Halo
no.
2 is better.
And I was down with
I'm
it.
not saying Halo 3 was better than Halo 2. I'm just saying Forge Mode was great, and you like the stuff from Forge Mode, but for some reason you're defending Halo but hate Forge Mode.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But look, we need to pivot the hate away from me for a second.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that Halo Reach was actually really good?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever played it.
Just say it was excellent and that your brother was wrong.
I don't know if I can.
Hey, Wayne, I'll tell you right now, Reach.
I'm telling you, Halo 3 was the last Halo I played.
Right, but I'm just saying, so take all the Halos and their story, take Gears' story, and put it in Halo, that was Reach.
Which, by the way, if you really want to compare them, Gears and Halo had the same story. and I'll stand by that. You're a human race fighting aliens. It's the same story.
That's a good point.
The only difference is one enemy came from space, one enemy came from the Earth.
Exactly. Like, it's the same story.
That's
here.
actually insane. I didn't think about that.
But Gears did it better. Sorry.
You know what? Talking
Fight
about Gears, in our last week's episode where we were talking about conference.
When you
and
didn't
stuff,
talk about Gears on the episode about console wars,
who created Gears?
Huh?
Who created Gears?
doesn't matter. It's Gearbox.
It is not Gearbox.
He's talking about Cliff Bleszinski.
Cliff Bleszinski was at, I don't know if he was at one of your conferences, but he was at one of the conferences.
Remember when he sold it? He sold it at Gears 3 or stepped down at Gears 3.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. So I will say I did play Gears 1, and I beat it, again, on the easiest difficulty. Don't judge.
Yeah, which, by the way, what is the point of playing a single-player game if you're going to play it on the easiest difficulty? Like, I'm not playing this game to just kill time. Like, I need a challenge.
What he's not telling you is he also, the only single-player games he plays for the most part now are like Wukong, that's like a Dark Souls game. He plays Dark Souls. He plays those are his games now.
I will say this: back in the day when Chase would get online and just play with me on Halo, and I would start up the story and be like, "Hey man, you ready?" He's like, "Yeah," and then we start the story and he'd die. What difficulty is this?
That was always my first response because no, look.
But just to wrap up my whole thing here, like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say Gears is better than Halo in everyone's eyes. In mine, it is, but it's the second most sold exclusive that Xbox 360 had. Like you've got to talk about it. You can't just ignore it.
No, and that's fair. I mean, I when you brought it up, I did feel really bad that we completely forgot about Gears, especially because we were talking about Xbox exclusives going to PlayStation, and I completely forgot about
Like that was a huge deal that Gears is going to PlayStation.
It was. I would argue Halo going to PlayStation is a bigger deal. But
It is, but you can't just not talk about Gears.
no, I know.
I'm very passionate about Gears of War, which, by the way, new one coming out, 20th anniversary, Gears of War.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, when we get into co-op mode, we'll talk about some upcoming games a little bit. But so we're we're about 50 minutes in here. Before we wrap up our story mode, our LAN parties and Doritos dust, I feel like it's appropriate to ask,
Considering one of the
things is about Doritos,
dust.
right? What drinks or snacks made LAN parties, online gaming like the best? What was your go-to drink and snack while multiplayer gaming?
Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew 7 days out of 7.
Yeah, the blue Mountain Dew, whichever one that was.
You talking about the Game Fuel one, or are you talking about the Baja Blast?
Game Fuel was orange.
No, blue is Voltage.
Voltage. Yeah.
No, now see, I remember with Halo 2 when Game Fuel came out. The
I
very,
thought
very
Warcraft
first one.
was the first Game Fuel.
No, Halo 2 was the first Game Fuel.
So I remember the Game Fuel. Like I remember buying a case of it. We bought a case of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember that. But it was only the one flavor, wasn't it?
The
Wasn't
only
it just
time I ever actually drank Red Bulls because those Red Bull girls would come to GameStop and pass them out for free.
We talked about that. In the
We
last
talked
episode.
about that.
They were trying so hard to be the gamer drink.
Well, and
Monster won that.
And,
by far.
and I will say for me back then, it was also definitely Mountain Dew. I drink entirely too much. Now, it wound up being responsible for some of my health issues down the road. But snack-wise, I will say, and I know you can, and it stresses me out. I can't eat and play games at the same time because I don't want to get anything on my controller. So if I could eat something with a fork, or they have these little tong things, I would eat chips and stuff like that.
I'm very much, I don't want the grease and everything else on my
You gotta
controller.
master
whatever else
the
I'm holding.
vacuum suck, man.
Yeah. That sound on a podcast is going to be very, and we were talking about him and his waifu pillow.
But I was very much a candy person because you didn't get as much stuff on your.
You talking about like bag candy where you could just like dump it in your mouth kind of thing?
Yeah, that or like a candy bar where you could hold the wrapper.
Yeah, anything
And
that
then-
didn't get on your finger.
Yeah, just anything I didn't get on my fingers.
Which I also hated getting stuff on it, but I still like Doritos, so I would eat one Dorito at a time, like eat one Dorito and make sure there's nothing on my hand.
No, I've got these little tong things now, and I had them
they
back
go on
then.
your fingers.
Yes,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I use that now as an adult, like working because I work from home on my keyboard.
My biggest thing was pizza rolls because I could use a fork
I use
and
chopsticks.
stab them with a fork. Stab them with a fork.
Of course,
and
he
then you
uses a chopstick.
When I'm playing WoW and I make pizza rolls, I still do it. I'll grab my chopsticks and I'll use chopsticks to eat pizza rolls.
Now, we have talked about the GameStop era, how much time we spent at Applebee's, but what was kind of
Scott was there with a lot of those.
Oh yeah, but what aside from Applebee's, what was your go-to like place to get food, like fast food to take back to the house?
Probably Subway.
Yeah, it was definitely the gas station down the street from us had a Subway and Taco Bell built into it.
That was where we'd hit.
That was where
the Pilot?
No, the one across from the Pilot.
Oh yeah. Subway was in Pilot, and then Taco Bell's across the street.
No, Taco Bell was in Pilot too originally.
Yeah,
they were both inside.
They were
of
side
Pilot.
by side.
So we would go and like if we would just say because we could go and we could go like me and Scott could go to Taco Bell. Wayne could go.
We went there a lot because when he lived with me,
it was that and Waffle House.
Yeah, we're across the street.
We definitely went to Pilot more than Waffle House.
You know what mine was, and Austin's gonna cringe so hard when I say it. You ready for this? Good old White Castle.
I love some White Castle. I can tear up some White Castle, boy.
You know that I hold like a record. In one sitting,
I will challenge you right now.
Well, no, right now with the
Back then he had crane cases to himself.
Yeah, with the medication I'm on now. But no, in one sitting at White Castle, I ate 2 whole crave cases. That's 60 burgers. And then they had a sack of chicken rings. It was 60 in a sack. I ate 3 sacks of chicken rings in one sitting.
Getting old. I'd love to be able to eat like that again.
Do you remember back when you first started working at GameStop? I think it was before Austin started working, but we were hanging out. I think all 3 of us went to White Castle and you had a big order.
No, yeah, I know. It had to be right at the end.
It might have been me and Rob.
Well, we were talking about that. I don't remember hanging out with him with you until I started at GameStop.
Well, it's because when he was first started talking to me, he was trying to get to know me and Rob, and I think we all went out to
White Castle. Yeah, because it was right down the road. But Austin absolutely hates White Castle.
See, my biggest one because I worked there was Dairy Queen. I worked there for 3 years.
Oh, you worked there too, didn't you?
Yeah, so we ate a ton of Dairy Queen.
Oh God! And we would make stuff up that wasn't even on the menu.
Yeah, we would
chili
create
fries,
our own sandwiches and stuff that wasn't.
Let's also talk because that's whenever it was really like when they were working at Dairy Queen. I was 16, so I was 12. Wayne and Scott started driving first, so they would leave Dairy Queen. And I would try to get them to come get me before they go to Scott's house. And there would always be an excuse for them to just go.
Well, yeah, you're the little brother.
Yeah.
So why would they want to hang out with you?
Those conversations in the car. Be like, Wayne's like, I got to call my brother. I'm like, all right. I'll be real quiet. We'd be driving. He'd be like, hey, man, you going to come get me? And Wayne's like, man, Scott's low on gas.
Dude, that was the thing when you first start driving. It's I ain't got the gas. But
now I know he always had the gas because Cheryl wasn't gonna let him drive without the gas.
Looking at the gas gauge and be saying full. I'll be like, man, that looks real low.
Yeah. No.
Now, to be honest, that little Cavalier, it was never fun to ride in that.
Well, I mean, you remember why I had that, right? My dad bought 2 cars. One had a motor, one didn't. And he said, which body style do you like? I said, the Cavalier I like the most. He said, all right. So we ripped the engine out of the other car, threw it in the Cavalier, and that was my first
And then
car.
you remember him parking it intentionally under a tree in a free storm where the limb broke?
Dude, that was the driveway. What was I supposed to do? You remember his Jeep? He was so tired on the way down. He hit
Blazer, dude. Put some respect on it.
Whatever.
Okay, let Wayne tell that story. Let Wayne tell the story. Because I remember him coming home and telling Mom and them that he was swerving to miss a dog.
Yeah, like there was an imaginary dog there. But in reality,
racing straight walk down the side of his car.
reality, like I got to Scott's house at like 10 o'clock that night, and I had to be at work at 5 a.m. the next morning. And we, instead of being responsible, we stayed up until 3:30, 4 o'clock.
That was the only way to do it back then.
So I went to work with no sleep, and so I kind of swerved a little bit, hit a guardrail, and had a stripe down the side of the car.
It was almost similar to, because one of your previous episodes, I heard you talking about like the console releases. So we're talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the PS4 console release?
Oh, yeah. That's when my boy Brian came up.
Yeah, you guys came stay at the house while I was at work, and you all played on the console, and I was at work making money.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot all about that. And, it's funny. I didn't know you all back then. You're talking about a Cavalier that you had that your dad changed the engine out on. Doesn't surprise me, for the record.
That car got destroyed.
You had a Blazer. See, I didn't know you all when I had my first car. I had a 91 Volvo with a hand crank sunroof.
I remember your Jeep. That's the first car you had when I met you.
Yeah, that was a very irresponsible purchase that I made. But I will say it had its perks. Like, I've been offended in a few different ways having a Jeep, but oh my gosh.
You probably haven't ever heard this story.
Have you not? Oh my gosh. Okay, all right.
I remember this because I was there.
All right, one more story that we're going to pivot to our side quest. So yeah, I had a Jeep Wrangler for whatever reason, and I did not need to own a Jeep Wrangler at all. But we were in the drive-thru at Wendy's, so we ate at Applebee's a lot, and we ate at Wendy's a lot. And I don't even remember. It was just me, and you all were heading to Applebee's.
Because if I remember right, isn't that when my car broke and I was riding with you?
Yeah, you rode with me. We seen him in the drive-thru, so I texted him and said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Getting food." I was like, "Applebee's." And then
that's right. I was in the drive-thru at Wendy's, saw them going to Applebee's, and the Wendy's. I was in the process. Actually, I had already ordered, but it was one of those drive-thrus that you have curbs on the side. I just took the Jeep and just jumped the curb. Little did I know there was a daggone fuse box that I drove over, and it knocked out the lights on their menu board and all that. But I didn't notice it. Like, I did that and turned around. I didn't know until we got to Applebee's, and Howie's like, "Dude, did you see what you did?" I had no idea. Luckily, no one got my license plate, followed me, or anything like that. Yeah. But yeah, so I did not need to own a Jeep at all.
Thank God nobody looked across the street at the Applebee's to see you're just there.
Yeah, because it was just right across the way.
Why don't you just do what everybody else does and get to the window and go, I forgot my wallet, sorry.
Because in the grand scheme,
he wanted to show off because he had a Jeep. That's exactly what it is.
It was a pretty long line too. It was all the way back to him.
Yeah, it was 4 cars in front of me. But honestly, my thought was just Applebee's. And I just, jumped the curb, had no idea. But Howie saw it. He's like, "Dude, you hit a fuse box and the menu board went out and everything."
Well, it was like one of those flower beds where they just put the rocks in.
Yeah.
And he jumped it. You seen it bouncing there and everything.
And it was one of those things, it was pretty day. So I had the doors off, the top off. I thought I was, hot shit. Definitely not my proudest moment, that's for sure. Anyway, so
let's get into our side quests.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap it for our story mode, LAN parties and Doritos dust. So we're going to jump into our side quest, which our first one is going to be co-op mode. So in co-op mode, it's a first-time segment. It's going to be something where we may not necessarily have guests the whole story mode, but we're going to bring folks on for this segment. Obviously, we have Howie and Wayne here for this one. Rather than focusing on what the topic was today, LAN parties and Doritos dust, we're going to talk through some very specific questions for them. And Austin and I can, provide our own feedback too, of course. But the first question, and Howie, I'll ask you first. What's some stuff that you're playing right now? What are some games currently that you're playing?
Battlefield, Dispatcher, Final Fantasy always, World of Warcraft.
Which Final
Fantasy? Well, 7 Remake.
Do you still play 14?
Yeah, still play 14. I go back in there. Right now they're doing a Monster Hunter event that I think just wrapped up. They did a really cool update now with the glamour. So now you don't have to be a special requirement, class, or anything. If you have it, you can wear it. So a Dark Knight can wear tank gear and stuff like that, or look like tank gear. Playing a bunch of classics like Chrono Cross, the old Final Fantasy VII, and just a bunch of stuff like that. It's my drink.
So he's sitting there clicking this bottle that I have no idea if you can hear or not. And I'm
amazing bottle.
It is a Mobile Suit Gundam wing. Is it metal?
Yeah, it's full metal.
Oh, I didn't realize it was metal. Ding, ding, ding.
No, squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. All right, sorry. All right, so
Wayne, what about you? What are you?
Go ahead, Wayne. What are you playing?
Generally, it's as of last night, I started playing RV There Yet.
Oh God,
which is hilarious.
What is that?
Oh,
seen that? It's a co-op game a lot of streamers are playing right now, where you're in an RV and you're trying to escape from this canyon.
Yeah, and you're driving. You're getting attacked by bears.
It's a survival game, is what it is.
So one person's driving the RV, and everybody else online is in the van.
Yeah,
and you got to protect from bears and all that. You get out, scavenge for stuff.
But I started that last night. We're almost done with that. I think we're a little over halfway through. League of Legends, Apex, and Mega Bonk.
You're still playing Smite, aren't you?
No, I'm about done with that game.
Oh, really?
And then TFT new set drops in
December 3rd.
December 3rd.
TFT.
So, Team Fight Tactics.
Oh, somebody I work with is playing the crap. Isn't that
It's an auto battler.
It's an auto battler.
Yeah, auto battler, but League of Legends,
Yeah,
Riot does it, right?
It's on Riot, yeah.
Gotcha.
It uses League of Legends characters.
Smite's in a bad spot right now. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's not the worst, but it's like they're just trying to get all the old gods in the new game. So right now, until they get all the new gods in and get everybody ported, it's kind of like
But also, I stand by the fact that when you have a MOBA like that, if there's no competitive scene to watch or anything, it kills the game. And League of Legends has if you're playing a MOBA, you're playing it to be competitive.
Yeah.
And League of Legends has a huge competitive game, like competitive scene, I mean. And Smite doesn't have one at all.
So what competitive stuff? So League is the competitive game that you're playing right now. Oh, Apex is another one, I guess.
Yeah, I love Apex. Just had a big new update a couple weeks ago.
So, Austin, what are you playing?
new COD just came out. So
Oh yeah, Black Ops 7.
That's that.
Don't care.
I played. I mean, I play a lot of. I play 2K with a lot of our friends.
Not a real game.
Are you playing that trash?
What COD?
Yeah,
It's better than you think.
Everybody knows Call of Duty is dead.
dude.
Call of Duty is dead.
They
I've
they
played
could
about
change a bunch of stuff that I hated, but the fact that they keep doing the same stupid shit that they keep redoing and revamping.
Do you want to know why I like that
is
game?
irritating
Why I've
me.
been having fun with that game?
What?
He saw it. He didn't even know it either. I didn't know that. I didn't know it till I started playing because I didn't play the beta at all. They remade almost all the BL2 maps and put it on.
That's cool. I mean, they remake maps all the time.
No, but that's the map pool. So that's why it's going to make competitive COD fun to watch.
Yeah, I was excited, even though I suck for the yacht map.
Just give me Modern Warfare 2 and don't change anything except the graphics.
Yeah,
give me the exact same game.
You can make as many games as
That's
you
all I
want, but when your company move is to make me pay for your sound quality,
Oh, I forgot.
They got
I
rid of
will
that.
never buy a game from you again.
They got rid
Yeah,
of that.
I do think they got rid of that in this one though. After
They got rid of it in the
game.
last
I
one.
think so.
After the
hoopla?
crap storm they caught,
They
the
got
last
rid of a
time,
lot
yeah,
of
I'm sure
stuff.
They, did.
They got rid of skill-based matchmaking. They got rid of that. They got
Call
rid
of
of.
Duty.
Which of course I need skill based.
Call of Duty is dead, and I stand by that.
So COD. What else we playing?
I play Smite here or there.
Are you still getting distracted by the bird?
Yeah, I play Yote. I've been playing a lot of Yote.
Do you
Hey,
do
bro,
you also
listen.
find it funny that he of all people is getting distracted by a bird?
Well, no,
Which, by the
it's,
way, So we talk about how
Companion.
we talk about
Exactly.
we talk about like Birdman and stuff like that. Like, it's my gamer
Oh,
tag.
that's like your stuff now, right?
These are the two that came up with that.
yeah, Gonzo.
Yeah, this dude's got the biggest nose in history.
Gonzo over there. That's what
So-
your gamer tag should have been.
But Yote's probably what I'm playing most right now, for sure. I mean, I'll play COD this weekend because it just came out, but Yote's.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of COD, even though we've established how much I suck. I still will play it. Fortnite. Now look. So I suck at competitive stuff, but I do okay at Fortnite. All right. So already this season
It's
I had
'cause
like
there's
5
bots.
victory royales. What'd you just say?
It's because there's bots in the game.
It's not even the bots. It's children.
I will give you though. I will give you though. I hate. Listen,
It was close.
Okay.
I
You better make sure.
hate
Okay.
the way Fortnite plays. I hate the gameplay of it. But I've got to give them credit, dude. Like they get the biggest collabs I've ever seen.
I look.
Like this whole Simpsons thing is cool as can be.
Yeah, I'm not a big Simpsons fan, but I got fired up with the Power Rangers one, obviously the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But I will say I do like to play Fortnite pretty regularly. But I will be playing the new Metroid when it comes out. I just finished Dispatch, which is amazing. Pokemon is still playing, but TCG Card Shop Simulator I have been diving back into. I'm at like 90 hours on that
Well,
game
speaking
now.
of like you're talking about your cozy games and stuff, like just getting into the next topic, which is kind of getting games that are coming out next year. The new Pokopia game.
Yes, yeah, actually that's kind of as part of this segment. The next kind of question is, what are you looking forward to in 2026? And yeah, that Pokocopia or however you say it, that game's going to be legit.
Well, hang on. So you said that they're getting all those collabs, right? You know why Fortnite gets all the collabs, right?
Well, he said it, but yeah.
Well, anybody. I'm just saying. It's because they don't do all the stuff that all the other shooters do. It's not adult oriented. Like when y'all were talking about COD, and no Russian. Right?
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But
point.
the other thing, the other thing in that game that they were the first ones to do? They're the first video game company to ever kill a child in a video game.
Which one? Call of Duty?
Yep. Remember when they dropped the nuke in the city and the very first thing, and there was kids in the video?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
That was the first thing that blew up online before no Russian, and they were like, "Wow, the first video game company to kill a kid on a camera, basically."
Yeah. Well, no, and Fortnite's themes definitely allow for their collabs.
Well, and that's why they get they have all the big music collabs. Like there was the Eminem collab a little bit ago. There was
the live concerts.
Those are legit.
Those are cool. Travis Scott, Sabrina Carpenter just did one.
Oh yeah, Lady Gaga did one.
See,
I feel Fortnite. I feel is a lot like Star Wars. Okay, the idea is great.
Look on Austin.
The idea is great. The execution's horrible.
Fortnite was great before it became a battle royale.
You don't understand.
Yes.
We literally have argued about this, about Star Wars, because he hates Star Wars. We're not going to get into that today. It's for another day.
If y'all ever want to talk about Fortnite, when I bought it, was a game.
Save the world.
Yeah. Now, it's just a battle royale because they jumped ship on the game they had because nobody was buying it.
Yeah, it was good when it very first came out. It was a really good game.
Yeah, and then they jumped ship and jumped on the BR train, and now...
What was the Smite BR that came out that was really good?
It was horrible.
It was fun when it first came out.
It was Realm Royale. But as we mentioned, new Gears next year.
Oh yeah, 2026 games. Yeah. So Wayne, what are you looking forward to in 2026?
Gears next year.
Minus GTA 6.
GTA 6 obviously, but Gears Fable will be out next year. And
If it actually comes out.
The Onimusha game. I love
Yes,
Onimusha.
I forgot. Is that next year?
Yes.
I forgot all about that.
I played the other ones. I think there was 3.
Those are so good. Basically like Resident Evil, but like feudal Japan.
Yeah.
Well,
it was like Resident Evil mixed with Devil May Cry. Like you're fighting.
There was a PSP one that was
but it was like a continuation of the story. But there was 4. It's just like they changed
there was
the
3
name.
main ones on the
3 main ones,
PlayStation.
yeah, because I played the hell out of those.
Yes. And like single player games, like I love those. Those were awesome.
If I remember right, we never owned them. We played them in his house.
No, I borrowed them from Michael.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for that to come out next year. I need a Pokemon game that is like classic turn-based Pokemon, not this Z to A nonsense. I hate it.
It wasn't that bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought
Again, he's very opinionated.
That's fair assessment. All right, so Onimusha next year, Gears. Huh?
It's Onimusha.
I said fair assessment, and I said okay, Onimusha next year.
Okay.
New Gears next year.
Fable,
Fable if it comes out.
Game of Thrones game.
I see. I forgot there was another Game of Thrones game.
But it's not. This is a actual like single player story mode.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones.
but let's be real. It'll probably be too hard for him to play.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If it's a Souls-like, it would be.
No, I think it's going to be more like a Elder Scrolls esque.
Oh, which by the way, Night Reign's getting ready to get a DLC. So
Yeah, no one cares about that.
Everybody does.
You just don't like hard games.
Fair assessment. Howie, what are you looking forward to in 26?
Kind of the same stuff. Fable, definitely Gears, obviously GTA. A little known game that no one knows about because I'm in the chat rooms and stuff. Legend of Dragoon. There's a guy.
Oh, are they talking about the a remaster, or is it that mod thing we were talking about?
It's a fan made mod of the whole game, but it's.
I saw that. That looks really good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll have to do the Sony plug since no one else has, unless you were about to. Wolverine is going to be hitting next year.
Don't care.
Well, okay, everyone is.
There's one reason. PlayStation.
Everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if they're wrong opinions. So Wolverine next year.
On the easiest difficulty.
Oh yes, on the easiest difficulty.
So then, what's the point?
And then Poketopia. How do you say that word?
A movie at that point.
Poketopia. Thank you.
You might as well be watching a movie at that point.
Well, no, look.
That's kind of the point. He likes playing video games because they're like
movies
that he's a part
And then
of.
we've talked about this before because you told me you were excited because it's Star Wars, so I want to play it. But the Star Wars game, it's like a tactics game.
What?
There's a Star Wars game coming out, and it's like a tactics game, like a.
I did not know that. Okay, well, see, that'll be cool. Now, I will say, I don't think it's due out next year, but Quantic Dream is going to be doing a Star Wars game. Quantic Dream did Detroit Become Human, so all the decisions and all that. So if that ever comes out. But Wolverine is probably my big one for next year, that Poketopia game, or however the heck you say it. Poketopia. I'll get it.
those games, like Telltale games.
Yes, I love Telltale games.
Again, they're easy. And
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I like the Telltale games too, because like if you play Dispatch, it's funny.
I need to beat my head against the wall for 45 minutes to beat one boss.
And
Like
what?
that's in a game.
No, so look, there is enough.
Those
stress.
are the games he likes, like
There
Dark
is-
Souls.
There is enough stress in our daily lives. I don't want to have to stress when I want to play a game.
But the feeling you get when you finally beat it.
Oh God,
Oh.
Ninja Gaiden when I was at your all's place. You remember I was like cussing at my handheld, and
Oh
you were like,
my
"What's
God.
wrong?" I was like, "It's just God, it's just God."
Dude, but when you finally beat that boss, dude,
No.
all that sense of
Like
power you have.
Fire Giant.
Yes.
Yeah.
no,
Oh.
so
Dude, when I fought Melania, it took 6 days to beat Melania.
so that's fine. You can have that feeling when you defeat a super difficult boss or whatever you want to call it. For me, it is playing through these story games to where I don't have to struggle, and it's just taking in the story and the content and the emotion behind it. You all know that I'm not an emotional person. I'm a logical person, but games allow me to be emotional.
So you're Butters.
That's really messed up.
But
I just want to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Butters, join us in the World of Warcraft, the massive online game.
For some reason, that's a really good impersonation that I bet will translate very well in this recording. All right, so we need to jump into our other side quest.
Okay, come out real fast. So you wouldn't play like WoW where there's no real enemy to fight? It's
No,
just...
he's played WoW with me. He's played WoW with me. I got
He
him.
played
on
Guild
MMO.
Wars.
Is that not more like a
You
co-op
like-
game?
He liked
Right?
Gears of War or Guild Wars, not Gears. of
Yeah,
War.
my first MMO was Guild Wars. And then I do love ESO. I've got like 300 hours on ESO, but I play by myself.
But ESO, again, you got to pay a subscription. Why would I buy the game and pay a subscription?
Well, so
No.
that was always my argument, which is why I didn't play WoW, and that's why I got Guild Wars, because I had to pay a subscription. ESO, you can play without a subscription,
Okay.
technically.
They just hamper you. You don't get all the XP and all
Craft
that.
bag and all that.
Yeah,
I still stand by MOBAs. MOBAs are like the best games. Right now.
MOBAs are fun. They're just toxic.
Yeah.
That's the point in playing them.
It's the old
No.
Call of Duty.
Wayne is the toxic person in the video games.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we actually play with somebody that is more toxic than Wayne. And when he listens to this, he's gonna know who I'm talking about. Is he not?
Yeah, it's my BFF.
That's hysterical. All right, so we need to pivot to our other side quest. So this is going to be our listener memory card. So over the last several episodes, we've been asking different questions at the end of each episode. Now, we're not going to talk about every single question that we've asked. This is the 5th episode, so we have 4 episodes worth of questions, but we're just going to talk through the first couple. And we had some emails, some comments that kind of came through. And the first question that we asked at the end of episode 1 was pretty broad, pretty general, and it was about favorite games of all time. Now, you've heard us talk about some of them. First off, Wayne was one of the comments that chimed in about Gears of War.
But you just didn't talk about it.
Well, and I will say, a friend of mine commented on your comment about Gears of War, talking about how important it was. Buddy Frank also brought up Gears of War. But some other games that kind of came up from folks that have been listening, my buddy Brian definitely had to call out Ocarina of Time as being the masterpiece that it is of Zelda.
By far the best Zelda game to ever come out.
You know, he sent me a TikTok today that apparently Nintendo just filed for a patent that very much suggests that they are working on a remaster of that. We'll see if that's legit.
As long as they don't put the BOT stuff in it, because like as much as the BOT, it's a good game as itself. I'm not going to argue that it won Game of the Year.
Oh yeah,
They don't need to put that in Ocarina of Time.
no, I agree.
Which goes back to what you
That's
were saying
where
earlier.
That's where they ruin these old games, is they try to put the physics in it from the new games, and we don't need that. Ocarina of Time does not need Breath of the Wild physics.
I can appreciate the modernization that they do, but yes, I agree.
I don't
with
need
what,
weapons that break every 2 seconds.
No, I hate that. I will say. Now, I will say though, my buddy Brian also did call out Breath of the Wild. With just because of the fact of all the content, but for what it was, he also agrees. Don't change up Ocarina of Time. But he also called out the Assassin's Creed games. 2 was one of his favorites, but Assassin's Creed 4, no, he's with us. Don't worry. He's with us on Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag being the best one.
The best one.
Oh, and that's the thing. Brian came up from Lexington, and we stayed at your house. We went to GameStop. We went to GameStop to pick up the PS4, and the Xbox One came out that night, right?
Yeah, they both came out. We picked up.
No, the
both,
Xbox
but-
One came out a week after the PS4.
I picked it up and y'all went home. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, but AC4
because you were at Best Buy at the time, right?
Yeah, AC4. You were at GameStop because
Yeah,
I technically wasn't supposed to be there.
I was in SGA.
No,
Yeah.
I was working Ford then because I was working the morning shift while they were.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you were doing Best Buy.
I was doing Best Buy on the side.
That's right. But no, he called out Assassin's Creed 4, also Mario 64 from a nostalgia standpoint. But he is also a big Sony fanboy, so I'm glad we got an honorable mention for The Last of Us with one of the best writing in gaming. Period.
I never played it.
You're missing out because
You watched the show though.
I watched the show.
Did you like the show?
The first season.
Okay, you need to play the game. It's a great game. Another call out. So Laura brought up Mario on Game Boy. So we're going really, really old school. Big Harry Potter. She's a big Potter fan. She is a huge Harry Potter fan. So I forgot all about. I thought Harry Potter games didn't start coming out until
there was one on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, but no, she was talking about like on the PS2 where they did like Chamber of Secrets because we had all those movie tie-ins back then. But then she also has worn out Hogwarts Legacy, which I keep forgetting about. Hogwarts
Legacy was fantastic.
By the way, Legacy was on sale last week for $14 on the Switch Shop.
Well, it's also on Game Pass right now.
Did you buy it?
So,
no. But if it's on Game Pass, I'll just download it.
No, it's on. Well, that's the thing. I played it and got a bunch of trophies on PlayStation, but I might play it again on Xbox. I think she got a platinum.
Well, the reason I want to do that because I can't remember what I played it on. I'm pretty sure I played it on my PS5 first. If it's on Game Pass, I'll download it then because you can force it. Well, not even that. You can force another house. So you can force another house, and there's different quests per house.
Yeah, when I played it on PlayStation, I was Gryffindor. No, I was Ravenclaw, and then I did Hufflepuff on PC because you get the.
What was your original house like when you answered the question?
Mine was
Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw.
Mine
was Hufflepuff.
I got Gryffindor.
I got Slytherin.
Well, no. My second playthrough on Steam, I did Hufflepuff because that was the only way to get the Azkaban mission, apparently. But one that she threw out that I did not think about was the Spider-Man PS1 game where Bruce Campbell did all the commentary and stuff. So she brought that up. She's played with cousin all the time, but she's also a big Pokemon fan. So we've been playing Arceus and all the Lego games.
Arceus is the same reason I have issues with Z-Day.
Yeah, I did not like Arceus, but I don't mind ZA. We also had a comment that brought up, which I'm sure is one of your favorites, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is great.
That is a series that I'm shocked hasn't come up.
Oh man,
Kingdom Hearts is great.
That's because it's kind of hard to bring up Kingdom Hearts. That's like just a whole mood.
Now I don't know between 1 and 2, did it have the same distance of release as 2 and 3? It didn't, right?
No, you had 1 and 2 were pretty. They were both on the PS2, so that should give you perspective. But then you had 3, 5, 8 Days Over 2, Birth by Sleep. Were there any other ones?
Yeah, well, so
there was 5. There was 6, I think, before or 5 before.
Yeah,
3.
but most of them were all on the handheld.
There was a bunch on the handheld
bundles.
Yeah,
but they didn't. Those weren't. They didn't. They weren't as canon, I guess, as the.
They stayed mostly canon because they started adding the mechanics into the games on the consoles.
But like if you didn't play them, you didn't miss nothing from the story.
Yeah, you did, but you knew some of the head nods if you did play them.
Yeah, but you didn't really miss anything for the story.
Because I think the only one that you would have missed anything was the one on, I want to say the Game Boy SP, where it had the cards for combat. That one actually...
Chain of Memories.
Canon. Yeah, that was pretty canon.
That's the 5th one that we're missing.
Yeah.
No, but Kingdom Hearts, when they mentioned that, I completely forgot. But no, you figure PS2 was Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't come out until PS4. Like that.
Well, that's what we
generation.
were just
So
talking
it
about. Remember?
skipped a whole
on Xbox too, right?
Yeah, remember?
Yes.
I made that.
Yes.
I made that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And then it's so funny. We never ever mentioned this, but we had another comment that threw out on the PS2 kind of era. Completely skimmed over this, but Guitar Hero, Rock Band,
Guitar Hero
all
was
those
elite
music
when it first
games.
came out.
We played that nonstop.
Oh yeah, Guitar Hero was elite as could be when it came out.
When Rock Band came out, what did we? You played the drums, didn't? What did you play? The guitar?
I played guitar, but I played the drums a lot.
The one
We
nobody wanted
swapped
was to
up a
sing.
lot.
Nobody wanted to sing.
Nobody wanted to sing. Yeah.
Remember, we used to get mom to sing.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is when Rock Band came out, I was coming off of being involved in local music scene and all that, and I had learned to play drums, a little bit. But the first Rock Band, the first thing I did, I wanted to see how accurate it was. And I had just learned how to play Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. So I put in a cheat code in Rock Band as soon as I bought it to unlock all songs. One of the hardest songs in Rock Band was Welcome Home, Coheed and Cambria. So I went down, put that on, put it on Expert, and I wanted to see how close it was. And it was pretty. So literally, no one had ever made a game with drums up to this point. Rock Band was the first game to do it. I was able to play Welcome Home, Coheed and Cambria on Expert right out of the box and got like 82%. Like, insane.
Y'all were talking about nobody wanted to sing. Do you remember what we did when we made somebody sing because we didn't want to be made fun of by each other?
All you had to do was match the thing.
Yeah, so we were just
just for the record, what they were both just doing, that's what they were doing. We were testing these microphones, trying to take a bite out of them, basically. The other question on our second episode was about, since we talked about console wars and things, was about the Call of Duty exposure. What was your first kind of full exposure to the series? And really, in general, the comments that we got back was pretty much the same. It was either Call of Duty 3 or Call of Duty 4. I mean, I think it's probably the same for y'all, right?
I mean, if you're going online experience, yeah, Call of Duty 3.
Yeah, but my first COD was 2.
Yeah, that was my first COD. And the funny thing is, it was in Best Buy on the demo model of them trying to get people to buy the Xboxes.
Well, and see, so that's the thing.
I remember playing the one on the GameCube. What was that one?
That was probably 2.
It was 1 or 2, but I remember playing that one.
The first COD I remember is 2.
Yeah, but I never played them on the GameCube. I played a bunch of like the JRPGs and stuff like Naruto. Remember, I brought over One Piece. And we played the hell.
Do you remember whenever y'all had just started working at Dairy Queen and you talked your mom into staying home because we all got so when we used to play Zelda back in the day, Wayne would play Zelda, but my dad would help figure out all the puzzles.
Like the water temple?
Dad would sit there when they printed the
strategy guides.
He would sit there with the guidebook and tell me what to do.
I remember that.
I didn't really play it. I was just doing what he said.
It was literally because I came over that one time when y'all were doing it. You were like, "Oh, it's Zelda time." I was like, "What's that?" And we all went in the living room. Your mom sat down. Austin sat down. I sat down. Your dad cracked open the book. You turned it on, and he was just reading. And he was like, "Hey, go left." And you're like, through there." He's like, reads. Yeah, through there. And you just go.
Yeah, so I didn't really play the game. Like, I just did what he said.
Well,
you still had to beat the bosses.
I feel like it's obligatory to mention when you brought up strategy guides. Dude, don't you still have like every strategy guide that you've ever purchased?
Yeah, I still have them. They're in a tub. Remember, I think it was a couple days ago, I sent y'all a picture, said y'all want to see a piece of history, and it was the old Pokemon yellow, red, and blue with the stickers and everything.
Yeah, the Prima guides, and then you've got all the Game Informers and all that. And
Game Informer was so good.
It was at some point.
Its time.
Oh, dude, at some point in time, whenever I get the rest of my stuff, I've got a big stack of Game Informers and stuff as well. But as far as that, back to that Call of Duty question, I think every single response was really Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4. Some folks that responded and sent in comments did bring up some of the later games, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, those who got exposed a little later. But it does seem that 3, which was that launch title on the 360, or 4, which was kind of the kicker for, COD as we know it today.
That is the best COD to ever come out, in my opinion.
I think Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 were both better, but
I will agree that COD, because COD 4 got me off Halo. I mean, straight up.
I mean, Modern Warfare 4 was
I'd been off Halo at that point.
The peak of...
Because of Gears.
Yeah, but I mean, Modern Warfare 4 is just the peak of Call of Duty.
So, just out of curiosity, was Gears like the first real third-person shooter that got big?
So here's the thing. So yes, third-person competitive shooter, 100%. But I will say I feel that over-the-shoulder third-person, not traditional free camera third-person, I think started with Resident Evil 4. No, who started it then?
SOCOM.
Yeah, that's true. SOCOM was on PS.
SOCOM was the biggest seller for PlayStation.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it had the biggest following online. Everybody was waiting for it.
Didn't Dad...
It was the only online game, really.
That is true.
Yeah.
Didn't Dad used to play that with Mark online?
No. Dad never played that.
Because they started other modes too, like Terrorist Hunt before Rainbow. They had it on a whole map where you
which
go and fight
reminds me,
terrorists.
dude. Like, we cannot forget about Vegas.
Yeah, Rainbow
Like,
Six
Rainbow
Vegas was
Six
a good time.
Vegas was top tier.
crack.
Yeah.
that was crack.
I put so many hours into that game. It was not healthy.
Look. At some point in time, obviously, you all are going to be back on here, and we can have a whole thing about competitive multiplayer. You know what? I may even bow out because I feel like I'm just going to get made fun of the whole time. So
You make it easy.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. So that really kind of brings us now to the end of our side quests. We're going to pivot now to our save point, and I think it's really about that time.
Go ahead and hit double save point. Let's go get it done.
Yeah, it was a long one today, so definitely going to double save. Can never be too cautious, especially with like Final Fantasy games, right, Howie? Yeah, anything Final Fantasy, Howie knows all about. So we're going to hit the save point today. We covered a whole lot of ground. Having Wayne and Howie here just made it, more complex, more fun. Wayne got his Gears soapbox, which is good. So, been a good day. Been a good day.
Yeah, definitely added to the normal vibes, just hanging out. It's very convenient considering that usually we play D&D the same time that we would film this. So they're just the DMD crew.
That is true, and we didn't get to D&D today, but we'll be able to get to it in the next session. Which, frankly, I'm kind of glad because I needed to have more time to put the next adventure together. So I'm not too salty about it. But just talk about what we got coming up for next week. So next week we're going to jump back out of the gaming space a little bit for our story mode, and instead we're going to focus around like film, cinema, things like that. From a nostalgia standpoint, of course, Blockbuster, Friday night rentals, but movies and things in general. Our segment's going to be called Gamefly is going to be a thing. But our story mode next week is going to be called Be Kind, Rewind. I was going to say, Austin, were they already at DVDs by the time that you remember going to Blockbuster, or do they still have VHS?
No, they had VHSs.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Couldn't be 100% confident. But either way, this time of year, there's a lot of new movies and stuff that are getting ready to come out. I believe we should be having the new Avatar coming out here soon with the...
Nobody cares.
Well, but it's going to have the trailer for the new Avengers movies, and the new Spider-Man movie, which makes me very excited. Exactly. So, anyway, our question for today for a future listener memory card segment is going to be around movies specifically. And it's really about which one of these give you the most warm and fuzzy nostalgic feelings. Blockbuster, Netflix, Redbox, Gamefly, or something else. Or maybe it was going to the movies, I don't know about you all, but I seem to remember going to that movie theater that is now, I think a Costco's there now on Bardstown Road in like the Butual area. Is that a Costco over there? Used to be a movie theater back in the day.
We've always went to Preston, I think.
Oh,
Kenwood Drive-In.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was it was.
But that's a good question. It's going to generate some good responses, I think.
Well, yeah. Well, Tinseltown's a different area, but yeah. So I think that about does it. As always, thank you everybody for listening and hanging out with all four of us today. Hope we didn't get too rowdy for you. As always, remember to follow, subscribe, like whatever your platform says. Don't forget you can email us at the midnightreleasepod@gmail.com. And again, thank you. We're five weeks into this now.
5 weeks in. Again, I know they kind of enjoy doing it as well, but we appreciate y'all coming on the podcast as well.
Yeah, 100%. You got anything you want to add, Howie?
No.
Fair enough. man of many words.
Wayne, you got anything I know you're going to be about to say?
Yep, I'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't expect.
Somebody's got to set this straight.
No, that's fair.
Somebody's got to be the bad guy.
Microsoft Boys for life.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming to hang. You two for coming to hang. You all for listening to us today. And just remember that some memories are worth lining up for.